Okay, so here's our webinar for our week 4 for our EDT610 class. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so our agenda for tonight is just going over some general class things, which we do every time, so I'll try to go through it quickly, and going over the week 4 assignments. Okay, so again, when will grades be posted? I think we already know this, so just if you've watched the other ones, I should say, but the Tuesday or after the class ends. Remember, the class ends on that Saturday, so assignments are due 1 day early, so be prepared for that. However, if something happens that's out of your control, please feel free to contact me and let me know. We can see if we can give you a little extra time and kind of give you an idea of how things are going. Discussion boards, same thing, try to do them earlier in the week, although I do have an alternative for this week's discussion board that uses Instagram. So listen for more information at the end of this webinar about that. Let's see, yeah, everything else is pretty much the same. I do have a website, as you guys already know if you've seen the other webinars here, and you can find it right there. Let's see, weekly meetings. This is the last one. They are scheduled only as needed since there are no points associated in the gradebook. And this is the last one. So if you feel like you need one after you see this, please let me know, and we can try to arrange something for you. Let's see, week 4. I already talked about that. I do have something planned that's a little bit different for the week 4 discussion board. I think we might be trying that. And then rubrics, always check those rubrics to make sure you don't lose any points that you don't need to. For our week 4 assignment, then we are finishing up our blog that we started that first week. So this is going to be worth 200 points, so that's quite a few points. So you'll want to check that out and make sure you meet all the requirements for that. We're just basically adding more content. We're going to add a syllabus. Remember the one that we made during week 2, I believe it was. So we're going to add that to our blog. And then you're going to add an interactive multimedia lesson. So I'll go ahead and I'm going to bring those requirements up here. Okay, so I'm looking at the week 4 in our class website, and you can see that there are some requirements here. So you're going to want to make sure it meets at least one Common Core standard. Then you're going to want to also make sure it has these sections as well as it's outlined in here. And basically it's going to be a multimedia lesson, so it's going to have to incorporate some multimedia, and you're going to want it to be interactive. So there should be some interactivity on the part of the student interacting with the lesson. And then we're also going to be linking to some course content material. So there should be some content that you link to that relates to your blog, your online course here. Within this blog, you're going to want to link to that material. So you want to make sure you have some links going to other materials outside of your blog. And then anything else that you might think might find relevant, you can add those things as well. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Here's the rubric. You can see it's fairly detailed, so you're going to want to check out this rubric. It's pretty tough to see here. I just brought it up just for you to be able to see how much is involved here for this assignment. That's why it's worth 200 points. So you're going to want to check out that rubric pretty carefully. You can check out the rubric just in case you don't know this already by clicking right on week 4 assignment 4.1. You click right on the name, and then after you click on the name, there's another page that gives you the directions again, and then also gives you a link to the rubric. Okay, and it's coming up right here. There we go. So right here you've got a link directly to the rubric. When you click on that, it opens up another window that looks like this one, and that will give you the rubric. So just in case you've had any trouble finding that rubric. Okay, my computer's running a little slow here, but the rubric comes up right there. Okay, and here it is. Just took it a second to come up here. So there it is, and that's where you find it. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue. We have our second assignment for week 4, and this is going to be a quiz on online learning concepts. It should be things that we've covered in the class. It's going to be 10 points. You're going to want to make sure you have enough time to finish it in one setting. I'd hate for it to log you out automatically and then have to start over again. If you do have any trouble, though, if something happens and you're not quite sure what happened and you're unable to finish the quiz for some reason, it won't let you back in, whatever it is, then go ahead and let me know, and I can certainly help with that. Okay, so moving on here, we do have our discussion board. You're going to be reflecting on your experience as an online student. So you're just going to be reflecting on that. And then you're going to be talking about what attributes do you need to be a successful professor for online instruction. This one right here, if you do the typical discussion board, is going to be needs to be 100 words, it says in the online class. So just be aware of that. However, if you want to try something a little bit new, I'm thinking about, I've done Twitter chats in the past, but as I think I mentioned in one of the previous pre-recorded webinars here, Twitter's kind of, I think it's sort of falling out of favor to a certain degree. I'm not sure, but it seems like Instagram is kind of becoming the more popular platform. And Twitter can oftentimes be not the kindest environment in the world. So I'm trying to figure something out, something different out. So if you'd like to try something different, kind of would like to get at least 2 people involved in this, because we do need to be able to comment on one another, just like all the discussion boards say. But if you'd like to try something different and you're comfortable with Instagram, you can even make another Instagram account for this if you don't want it to be attached to your personal Instagram account, whatever. Sometimes it's, I don't know, it might not be a bad idea to have like sort of a work or school related one and also a personal one as well. Not that you want students to be following you on any Instagram account, but just you could make a second one if you wanted to. And what you could do is just answer these above questions with some pictures or screenshots. Could be screenshots from websites, things like that. And then just adding a comment beneath the picture and adding a hashtag. I'll have to come up with a common hashtag that we can use. It'll probably be something like EDT610 week 4 or something like that, or EDT610 zone or something, with my last name in there. So we'd add a hashtag so other people can find your posts easily. And then what we could do is, after we've answered the questions, those 2 questions there, these 2 questions, with some posts and some comments beneath those posts. They don't have to be essays, obviously. They have to be fairly quick, fairly succinct. And then you could also find, hopefully we'll have at least 2 students that do this, so you could find one of your classmates' posts, and then you could comment on their posts. You could like those posts if you like their idea. You could, comment on their posts. The person that posted it could reply back. You could even DM each other, direct message each other to discuss it, things like that. So it might be kind of an interesting way to have this discussion. So if you'd like to try that, I will be, I probably at this point, there's already some information on the website, so on our class website. So, but just to give you a little more information on that. All right, that's about it. So let me know if you have any questions, and have a great week.